You want to talk about this Microsoft Surface Duo?
Let's do it. Let's
I
duo
have
it.
such mixed feelings about this device. On the one hand, I think it's so boring because basically it's like a Samsung
That can be
Galaxy Note.
okay.
It's a big phone that opens, but it's way less cool than that because it's not one bendable OLED screen. It's just it opens like a book and there's just two separate screens. So it feels not futuristic at all. At the same time, it's kind of de facto as good as having one big bendable screen because when you have that big screen on a Galaxy Note, a lot of the time you're just dividing it into two anyway.
Yeah, I would always divide it into two. Personally, I can understand why someone would want that if they're like, yeah, I want to watch like movies on my phone or something like that. I'm not going to do that. The reason why I would want two screens, and I'm very excited for dual screen phones, is so that I can have like Slack or Gmail open up on one side and be able to message people about something that I'm doing on the other side. That is like
Yeah.
always what I'm going to want. So it doesn't bother me personally. Also, by the way, this is posted by Good Bytes on the forum, who now has over 22,000 posts. That's amazing. Um, but
Yeah,
yeah,
apparently Microsoft worked with they worked with Android. They worked with Google to collaborate and make sure that all of the apps, like the API, was robust enough to make the experience, not suck. And I think that's going to get more and more common because, well, these dual screen devices are getting more and more common. We're on the second generation of Galaxy Fold coming up here.
I'm trying to figure out what the price of a
Oh, they're
Galaxy
like
Z Fold 2 was.
it's like $2,400.
Tw-
Yeah, they're over 2 grand. They're expensive.
wow. Okay, I can't
This
find it,
device
but
is going
let's.
to be 2,000. Oh wait, no, it
No,
says
it's
right
not.
here. No. This device is going to be $1,400
Yeah.
for the 128 gigabyte. It's $100 more for the 256. And for reference, the Samsung Galaxy Fold, the first one, was released with a price tag of 1,980.
So if you're thinking it's over 2 grand, the the Microsoft Surface Duo could be like half the price, and you're still getting a dual screen phone. The Fold, I believe, is triple screen because
Yeah,
you can use
there's
it.
an outer screen.
Yeah, so like there's a lot more to it, and it has the fluid. The two screens look like one when you open it. Like it's super fancy,
You're
super
you're
nice.
you're mostly paying for that bendable OLED screen, and also it had like 7 cameras.
It's
There's
that phone is crazy, but if you want a dual screen phone and you want the productivity that comes with it, you can get kind of most of it for way less of the price by going this direction. It's
$1,400
still
still,
an insane amount of money, just to be clear.
but compare that to like the Samsung Note 20. It's like the same price.
Yeah. I don't know. I think this is actually pretty interesting. I think personally that people should look at this more seriously. It's really large. Each one
That
of the
battery,
individual screens is huge.
the battery is only 3,577 milliamp hours. I think that puppy's gonna die quick with two screens.
That is a little disappointing. I didn't look into the battery. Not gonna lie.
Are they OLED screens? Are they at least like efficient? The other thing
Yes,
is
yes, they
they
are.
saved cost. Okay, they saved cost because they only have one camera. So if you want to take a selfie versus pointing outward, you just flip the phone around, which I think is actually so much better. I don't like that the Galaxy Fold has a notch disrupting its giant screen just to take selfies when I like it already has an outer
It has
screen.
a
I can
screen on the other side. Yeah, yeah,
just use the other camera.
yeah. I agree. I don't know. The battery is a big concern. That's not a huge battery. It says dual battery. Is there two of them?
Well, I think what that means is they've split the battery so that there is one on either half of the device. You know, but I don't know if that's implying that it's 3,577 times two.
I don't think so. If it
I don't
was,
think
that'd
so.
be cool. But I think they would say that.
Well, the notes don't say it anyway.
Yeah,
Six
exactly.
gigabytes of RAM, not a lot.
No, but like again, I this doesn't seem like I think we need another category of users for phones, personally, because there's like average whatever. You just have a phone and you use it for like texting and maybe some games and stuff. And then there's like power users, which is what people use that term for a long time. I think there's like power users and now maybe like productivity users is maybe a different category. Because like for me, to be completely honest, I would have called myself a power user before. I did more heavy things on my phone than I think most people did. Now, probably not. Spend most of my time on my phone in Slack, Gmail, and Twitter.
Does this really change the game though? Because I feel like the reason that you don't use your phone, it's not because of screen size. To me, it's because of interface. It's like I try to operate a spreadsheet with like tapping on the phone. It's just too annoying. You need a keyboard and mouse.
It changes the game for me when I don't have the option of something else. I love desktops. Huge fan of desktops. I'm like, in terms of PC stuff, I don't even screw laptops. I love desktops. I would massively prefer using a desktop over like anything else pretty much all the time. But if I'm out somewhere and something happens, I would love to be able to open something out of my pocket and immediately be more productive than I could have been with my like Pixel 2 by having two screens and being able to do all this other kind of stuff. And with 6 gigs of RAM, I would be able to accomplish all of the things that personally I would do. And I think there are a lot of users in that category that are going to power use their phone, but not for like games. And if you're not playing like games and stuff, 6 gigs of RAM is probably fine. You're not going to burn that battery life as fast. I'm still disappointed in the battery life because for me, like if something is going down, I might have to have the phone open, both screens on for a very extended period of time. And just having the screens on is going to burn that battery really fast, even though they are.
But I feel like
OLED.
you want the RAM because you're going to be opening multiple apps and you're going to have 2 of them open at the same time. You kind of want to just have as much
having like
memory.
Gmail, Twitter, Slack, that isn't going to fill that up way too fast. Like how much? Give me 1 second. Shouldn't have closed that.
You know what this would be really handy for? When you're on a website filling out a form and you don't trust that website, you know that if you navigate away, it's just going to refresh and it's going to be empty.
Yeah.
And you get to a part of that form that you don't have the answer to, so you need to switch apps to like go to your contacts to look up a zip code or something like that. Then you return to it and it's gone. On this phone, you can just leave it open. Leave it open over here and then do all the research you need to on the other panel and fill out that form over time without losing your session.
So my current phone, which I don't have memory issues with, and I do...
Is that a Pixel 2 XL?
Pixel 2 XL, 4 gigs.
All right.
I'm not saying like, oh my goodness, this is an amazing phone. This is going to change the game for everyone. This is the best thing that's ever happened to phone. Not at all. But I do think there are definitely users that would benefit from it. I think it hurts a little bit not having the single screen. Like if you close the phone,
on the outside?
Yeah, for sure. Because there are quite a few times where I would probably only be able to like one hand the phone, and being forced to, as far as I can tell, probably use the phone with 2 hands is going to be a big detractor. That might be enough to make it so that I wouldn't get this device. It's also
Or a watch. If you combo that with a watch, that could be nice.
true. That's interesting.
Because then because Linus said when he was daily driving the Fold, that it made him want to take his phone out of his pocket less because it was such a commitment to take it out and open it that he used his phone less. But he also uses a watch, right? So if your watch is going off like, oh, that's just a casual text, clear that. Don't need to open my phone for that.
Yeah,
It's kind of a good little synergy.
That's potentially more of an investment, though, if you don't already have a watch. And we're already looking at a $1,400 device, which is to a certain degree a compromise because you're not getting that triple screen, more features, one fluid display Fold. That being said, that Fold is at an astronomical price. If you did add the watch to it, I'm certain it's still going to be a cheaper overall price. I don't know. All I'm saying is I'm fairly certain there is a market for this.
This watch, bro, last gen. I just picked it up on Facebook Marketplace, 140 Canadian dollars. I think if you're in the market for a $1,500 phone, you can just spend some cash and get a basic watch. Do you think that the customer for this phone is the same customer as the Galaxy Fold?
No. That's what
You
I'm
think
trying to
the
establish.
Fold customer is actually it's more about status and
I think
having
the
coolest
Fold
thing?
is style. I think it's status. It looks nicer. Sorry, Microsoft, but it just does. It looks nicer. It kind of does more. The Microsoft Duo, you can see more of the like mechanical nature of the phone. It's the bezels are bigger. It looks a little chunkier. It looks like it might potentially be a little bit more durable. But this
It's a
isn't.
little nerdier.
Yeah, this isn't.
I
It's not as flashy. It's not as like sexy, if I want to use that term. It's
I see it as like a small business owner's
yes,
phone.
exactly.
Whereas
It's more
the Fold is
utilitarian.
more like a successful real estate or car salesman person.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I think there is a different market for it. I think you're going for a different style. I think you're going into it for a different reason. I think you're both probably power users to a certain degree. You might be different kinds. You might be the same kind, but if you're the same kind of power user, it's probably going to be leaning on the other one for style or the convenience of the single screen, and you can afford the like $800 more, probably US, so that's astronomical for that like essentially single screen.
Instead of just buying a second phone,
Or a watch.
just buy a completely second phone.
Probably be better off.
Here's my third screen. Boom.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they're both very interesting devices. I hope the Surface Duo does not get ignored because I think there's definitely a market for it. But Microsoft devices seem to kind of be forgotten in a lot of conversations.
Not in the laptop category.
True. True.
They're awesome.
Yeah.
Surface devices have been pretty cool. This is not a Windows phone. It's a Microsoft phone.
Yes.
So,
yeah. It's going to be.
well, we're definitely going to cover it as soon as we can on LTT and Short Circuit probably. So hopefully it fares pretty well.